Good morning, everybody. This is Seven here, and welcome to our first winter in Medieval Dynasty. So, I'm thinking this season, we're going to have another progress, growth, and expansion season. Spring is coming, and with it, 200% taxes, because we are still on hard mode. Now, granted, that comes with the 200% food and lumber requirements that our townsfolk are going to need, but we've got that pretty undercover for right now. So we've got two houses that still need some work, and I'm going to also probably want to get an excavation shed and maybe some production buildings, maybe a workshop, and possibly a... Uh-oh. We're starting that already. We're going to need to get this guy dressed a little bit better, too. All right. So here's another tip. If you're too cold or too hot or something, you can get inside any building. It doesn't have to actually be a house or anything like that. Just any building will actually protect you from the elements that are going on outside. So anyway, yes, I know. That's literally what I just explained. So we got to get those two houses finished up, get the excavation shed moving, and also probably get at least a workshop and hopefully a blacksmith going before we end up having to pay taxes in the spring. All right, let's get to work. All right, outstanding. Let's see what we want to put that into. Oh, yes, given that we're about to start wrecking that one poor lady's house, we're going to finish up one of these other houses, move her out, get her into a stone house first. But this is a very, very important skill. Anytime you start upgrading structures, if you're going from a tier 1 to a tier 2 or tier 2 to 3, or etc., you can actually place it right on top of the pre-existing structure. You can't do that with houses, of course, but anytime you upgrade a building, you can place it right on top of the framework of the previous building. And what this will do is it'll give you 50% of the resources back that went into the creation and the building of that structure. So given that we're going to be manually destroying that lady's house, we're going to get a good chunk of logs and sticks and straw and stuff like that back from it, which will help us expedite our situation on building further structures for the rest of the season. Definitely want that. Oh man, I'm going to have to keep a sharp eye on these torches. It's going to be a long winter. Oh, outstanding. Alright, first off, let's get that lady a little bit better taken care of here. Yeah, I'm really, really sorry about what happened last fall. I promise, I swear I'll make it up to you, okay? Okay, so she should start getting upgraded with the happiness meter there pretty quickly. This house is light years above what I had her in, so she'll be a lot happier here. I mean, look at everybody else. They're already at 30s, and they're with really crappy roofs, and she's got a nice roof, so once we get limestone working here in a minute, we'll be getting things going. But our technology also just went up, and that means we can get an excavation shed. So that means we can get somebody on extraction, and we can start getting our clay and our stone, and more importantly, our limestone. We can get somebody to go get that for us, so we won't have to go get it ourselves. All right, let's get this place torn down, make it more acceptable for a new resident, and then we'll maybe try to go look for that extraction person. Just be mindful of when you're doing that, you don't have to take it all the way down. So if you take down the attic, take down the supports, and take down the foundation, all you're getting is half of the resources back. So everything that you put resources into here, only take down the things that you absolutely need to take down in order to upgrade them to the next better stage. Yeah, I know, it's cold out. Oh, another important weather advisory to be aware of. I just stuck my paws in the lake here to get a little bit of a drink because I was getting thirsty. Getting wet does actually make you colder faster now. So it's not just the older versions where as you were just running along, you could just jump into a river and swim across. That will make you colder now. If for whatever reason you find yourself overheating in the summer, which I just never find summer to be environmentally hazardous. I've never, I don't even think I've actually seen what the overheating icon looks like, but just important to note when you're running around in the winter, if you get yourself wet, it will actually drop your temperature faster than it would normally. Oh, so as I've been out here picking rocks for these houses I'm trying to build, I not only got the survival skill up for, adding points into things, I also got the survival building up, which meant that I was able to make myself an herbalist hut. I'm not really so sure about that. It's gonna add to taxes just because literally every building and every field and anything you make adds to your taxes. But what the herbalist hut contributes to my town and to society as a whole, I'm not really sure. There's a couple of really interesting, very cool things that you can do in the herbalist hut, but it's also more of a thing like it seems more built for Racimir's use than for the actual townsfolk. It requires just so much micromanagement to actually be viable. Turning one flower off in one season, turning them onto this mushroom in that season, having them build things that they can actually build, and then craft things that are actually in season or whatever. It's just a lot of micromanagement that seems to be a bit more of a headache than what it's actually worth. Let's get this thing all geared up and ready to go, and we'll see if we can get somebody in here. Yeah, so there's the results for unlocking the herbalist hut. You can make a lot of very cool potions, but it just seems like a more player-focused, player-oriented building than an automated townsfolk building. I know that you can micromanagement, and I've seen some people on some of the different forums complaining, like, why can't I just have 4 different slider bars for 4 different seasons, set them to do this in the fall, this in the spring, this in whatever. Honestly, the entire herbalist hut, it just seems to be just for the player only. It doesn't seem to be a thing that you should even really assign a worker to in the first place. But it also occurred to me that I was talking about the survivalist skills, and I didn't actually put any points into anything. Yeah, right there. Yeah, we definitely want the health. I know I could have put a third into the temperature resistance, and that probably would have helped some, but I've also found that if you have the right gear, you can have absolutely no temperature impact whatsoever with just 2 points. I used to find that you could have it with just 1 point, but it seems like they made winter just a little bit worse in a recent update. Although I really can't blame the weather for this one. If I'm completely honest, I am embarrassingly not dressed for the weather currently. I think the only thing I'm wearing is those gloves that I found, luckily enough, what was it, I think in the spring or summer? So, as of right yet, I am completely not geared out for any kind of cold weather at all. But we'll fix that. With money. Boy, as any New Yorker will tell you, it sure does get dark early in the winter, doesn't it? Alright, it's only about 7 o'clock. I would like to hopefully get this building finished and find an extraction guy. That way tomorrow morning he can get an entire day to get to work. Because that's how the game calculates what a townsfolk's production is. It's on a units per day kind of a thing. I'll go into a little bit more detail on that once I actually get an extraction person, and I'll show it off a little bit more. I know we're cold. Okay, it's almost 9, and I should be able to finish up this house right here. I'm really hoping Gustavia or Burrow has a level 3 extraction person. Because if not, I'm probably just going to let Racimir go to bed, and then we'll finish this up tomorrow. So as I was over there planing off the last of my planks, which I completely underestimated, I noticed something. There had been a weight adjustment, apparently. So 1 log will equal 2 planks. But it used to be that 1 log and 2 planks were the exact same amount of weight. But it since appears that they've adjusted that so that 2 planks actually is just slightly less weight than 1 log. Alright, so I'm just going to slam some planks into the top of this, and then I'll run off to Gastovia and maybe borrow, and I'll see if I can find somebody. It's getting very late, and Racimir is also very hungry. Okay, so it's midnight, and the combination of the extreme cold and letting my poor little Racimir get a little too hungry has dropped his health quite significantly. So I think we're just going to go to bed, and we'll start trying to recruit some excavation people in the morning. All right, see you tomorrow. Alrighty. Good. Oh, geez, it's still storming out. I'd like for a little bit of a nicer day here. Now let's go see if we can find any kind of extraction person, and maybe get some stone and limestone coming into town. Some clay would also be really helpful. Do any of you fine ladies know how to swing a pickaxe? Not particularly. Huh. Okay. Okay. Well, unfortunately, all those ladies were hella fishermen, but not going to be any kind of help for my current situation and standing. They weren't even 3 production either. Which, speaking of which, we're going to need to get a well up, and we're going to need to get that workshop up. Also, what do we have for limits? We've got 9. Oh, we're fine all day. Because I'm pretty sure that when we get the well and the workshop up, that 20 is going to go up anyway. Okay, it looks like only 2 of you are recruitable, so how about you fellas? What do you guys got going on? No extraction or production. Hello!
Hail, friend.
Hail, friend! Alright, let's get you assigned a house because it is Arctic out there. And I don't think I have any pickaxes. You didn't make the excavation shed, you idiot. Okay. One quick sec. Yeah, you got the building technology for it, but you didn't actually make it yet. Oh, jeez. Yeah, some of the early day things, it's like, you really think that you're going to be able to be in 3 places at once, but you kind of can't. And it does teach you some good time management, resource management, thermal management. That's really what this game is all about. It's management, but it's management of so many different resources. Money, food, time, wood, etc., etc. Alright, that looks okay for now. Oh, jeez. We gotta get some copper moving here soon. Also, that was my last torch. We might want to get the workshop going soon, too, so we can start making real torches. Okay, well, we can get that guy assigned over here. Okay, so now we've got our little miner assigned over here. Now we're going to start talking about the intensities. So, as you can see, there's buttons for increase work intensity and decrease work intensity. So just assigning a person here isn't going to be enough to just automatically start getting you the resources that you need. You actually have to assign how much percentage of their day is going to actually be devoted to one resource or another. Now, as you can see right here, we have no tool because he needs a pickaxe to get the stone and the limestone, and he's going to need a shovel to get the clay. That's fine. I'm just going to handcraft him a couple of them right here and just dump them just in his box. Oh, we don't have any logs. Well, spectacular. And then you can see up in the upper left-hand corner the 3 icon with the little anvil thing. If you missed my video on what does this icon mean, that's just what that one is. It's just there are 3 items that either are being harvested or being produced that are actually not being produced currently because you don't have either the materials or a tool is missing. And you'll have to go through your management tab to find out which one is flagged for not being there. Alright, so we got him some picks and got him some shovels. They don't need to go into this box, just like the woodcutter doesn't need his axes to go into this box. they can just be stored right in the resource storage. In fact, if you look over on the right-hand side towards the bottom where it says the stone pickaxe, 50 weight or 50 durability, 3 kilograms, $45 is what it's worth, and it says a little icon with the resource storage. These will just go into the resource storage. Anybody who needs to use a pickaxe for whatever job they're doing, whether they're excavation shed or mine, or you'll see the same with the wood shovel and with the stone axe. It says resource storage. Any worker that uses the axe, the pickaxe, the hoe, whatever, they'll just automatically pull them out of the resource storage, going by the lowest durability and lowest quality first. So a half-broken wooden hammer will go before a fully repaired copper hammer or something like that. So they'll automatically pull them out, use what they need to out of it. If it breaks, oh well, they'll go get another one on their own, and you don't actually have to micromanage that part. The only reason I'm throwing them in there is for convenience and because I'm in kind of a hurry right now. Now here's a bit more of a detailed thing on what the worker proficiency and worker focus and intensity means. So I wasn't looking to get just an overabundance of logs and sticks because if you don't have the firewood, your townsfolk will burn logs and sticks in a preferential order. I think with sticks being first, then logs. So it's firewood, stick, log. I don't really remember where the planks rank. I can check that in just a hot second here, but I wanted him to get a focused abundance of firewood, and then as for the logs and the planks and stuff, just enough so that when I do start to snowball my town and get really going, more industrialized and start building, I won't have to go out and chop down my own trees and get the logs, get the planks for the walls and the roofs and stuff. I'll have somebody that'll actually be doing that for me, but the primary focus was going to be the firewood. So here you can see that even though he's taking in 44% intensity with 28.23 logs a day, you'll see that the actual outcome is 11. That's because down here, he's splitting 5 logs into 2 planks. So it's 28 logs are coming in. He's using 11 of those logs for 4 firewood each, and he's using 5 logs for 2 planks each. So he's got 28 coming in, minus the 16 is roughly 11 and some change. That's how the work intensities go when you have a building that is both retrieving its own resources, but then is also making resources out of something it's retrieved. So cut the logs, turn the logs into firewood, turn other logs into planks, and then that reduces your overall number of incoming logs that you're going to be actually having get tossed into the storage shed by this guy. All right, we got a whole lot more building to do. Let's go. Yeah, I like this spot for a well. Let's work. No, we're out of logs already. Okay, good deal. Now, I'm definitely not going to assign anybody there, but it is convenient. It's just a little bit quicker usually to fill them up, the buckets, I mean. Fill the buckets up in the well than it is to fill them up over here. You can fill them up in stacks at a time, so it's just a convenience feature, really. Okay, let's find a good spot for a workshop now. Alright, right next to the barn. That's kind of keeping in theme with this being our little production and storage district here. Uh-oh, speaking of water issues, we're gonna have to get on that. So even with fast crafting oft, it's just faster to do it that way, so it's a convenience item, I guess. But again, no real reason to actually staff anybody there, because if you staff somebody there, it is an extraction job, but they're going to produce items so slowly that they're never, ever, ever going to get any kind of points or any kind of extraction level ups or anything. It's just going to take them forever. Okay. Yeah, I know. Well, but I'll talk about that. Don't worry about it. Oh, we only need 2 more buildings to get the next chapter done anyway. Fantastic. So, we're going to want to find somebody who's good at production. We're going to want to finish that house so that we have somebody for that production person to live. Find somewhere for that production person to live. And sometimes I swear I talk so fast that I don't even realize when I'm speaking stupid. And honestly, that prompt was just talking about stuff that, we've already been talking about, like managing people and that they need firewood and they need food and they need this and that, and how to assign them to various houses and how to assign them to different jobs and the work intensity, that kind of stuff. Oh man, we're almost about ready to call it quits on day 2 here, and we haven't even started producing anything that's going to be money makers for us to pay our taxes. And that's in 2 days. I did make sure to give us a good, healthy abundance of planks, though. And that's actually going to be what we're going to be making our money off of. Oh, jeez, I'm out of torches and I'm out of straw as well. Yeah, we're out of straw. All right, hustle it up back to that resource shed then, before we freeze to death. Okay, so you'll see that I just fed myself over in the food storage shed there, but we're going to have a little bit of poisoning here for just a quick sec. It goes away relatively quickly, but yeah, I'm dirty, and I kind of forgot to take care of that, so let me just wash myself off real quick here. I even said, what, just last summer, wash your hands before you eat. Alright, so it's 11 o'clock here now. Hopefully we can get this house finished up, and then bright and early tomorrow morning, we'll set out off on a quest to find anybody who's a 3 at crafting. Speaking of which, outstanding. We just got a level on crafting. Okay, what's the most important thing here? Yes. This is the kind of yin to yang of the demolitions one. So while this one gives you 50% back for destroying stuff, this is the one that lets you insulate. This is probably one of the most critically important items because not only does it let you insulate your house walls, it also will let you insulate the walls to your production buildings. Now, insulating the walls to your houses will lower the firewood consumption, but more than that, it also increases their mood, and increasing their mood, as I went through with the increasing mood and why is it important video, the increasing the mood will actually make them better at their jobs, will make them excel with their skills faster, and will make you gain more resources and gain more items for what they're producing and what they're gaining. So this is one of the most critically important skills to purchase, especially in early game. What it does for when you increase the insulation on the production and extraction buildings, that just gives it more durability, so you're going to have to replace it and repair it a little bit less frequently, which when you don't have a builder's hut, which does take a little bit of tech tree climbing to get to, you can repair your buildings less, which really is a benefit until you do get the builder's hut. But with it being 11:30 at night, we're going to worry about upgrading insulation and picking up that crafter person tomorrow. Because I already had one night where poor Racimir here had to pull an all-nighter, and I am going to try to avoid that going forward. I was hoping to not have it happen at all. Alright, so let's get ourselves to bed, and on tomorrow morning, we'll go find a crafter. And hopefully it'll stop storming for once. Okay. Well, it's foggy as all hell, but at least it's not storming. I don't remember if Gustovia had a crafter or not, so I'm just going to double check over here, and then we'll start making our rounds to Veronica, Baronica, Tutki, Rolnica, etc. Boy, I really hope it doesn't take all the way to Rolnica for us to find one crafter. Morning, good sir. Do you know how to swing a hammer? No, not for saving your life. On to Baronica. Also, how much money do we have? None. Good morrow, good people of Baronica. Wow, that sounds rough. You should get that looked into. You had an herbalist here. Just over up the street here, man. Oh, only one of you is a townsfolk. Hunt 3. I've already got that locked down, though. Alright, moving on. Honestly, if there's one tip that I would give, especially to some of the newer players, it's that, to be more picky-choosy about your townsfolk. Ooh, snowman! And 4 sticks. Sometimes you get a couple of carrots out of him. Alright, citizens of Bronica. Not to be confused with Baronica. Oh, 3 of you. Who can swing a hammer? Anybody? No. No. Well, but mostly no. Another 3 hunter. 3 diplomacy. Man, you guys are giving me survivalists coming out of woodwork here. Right, moving on. Okay, citizens of Tutki. Who would like to join a city? I'm going, anything's got to be better than this dump. Up until about a year or so ago, this town didn't even have a name. 2. 2. Just the 2 of you? No bonus person on the bench over here? Okay. Alright, Rolnica it is, but not before checking this island. Well, the island was a bust. Hopefully the town won't be. Alright, citizens of Rolnica. All 2 of you. 2, 1. Uh-oh. Okay. Uh-oh. Really hope Danica or Lesnica have something for me, because otherwise I'm gonna be in a spot of trouble. Also, I'm kind of having to nurse my torch along a little bit here. About a quarter of the way gone already, and I don't have any backups. For some reason, out in this stretch of the water, reeds are very hard to come by. That's another reason that starting location that I picked over towards Gustovia is just such a starter-friendly area. It's right near Gustovia, so a lot of your storyline locations and story quests have easy access from there, and it's also just an easy place to build and an easy place to get reliable resources. Okay. Win a bronze one. Okay, nice. And this one's in a pretty regular spot. There's just been one pretty consistently here, depending on what season you're going through. It's just on the way between Rolnica and Danica over here. There might, if I'm lucky, be another one somewhere along this stretch as well. Oh, neat! This one got a little bit of a boost as well. But yeah, I regularly find a couple of logs or maybe some planks or something, but this one looks like a full-on lumberjack outpost. Yeah, but this is sort of like halfway along the way of Rolnica and Danica here. How heavy is this going to be? I should be able to handle all that. Ooh, what is it? It's a copper. Okay, nice. We should really be getting into the copper phase soon anyway. Couple of beers, okay. Oh, a couple salted meats too. That'll help out. Oh. Okay. Just up the street here, we got a couple planks. Oh, and a bronze axe this time. Okay. And cheese is going to give you some food poisoning. You know what? We'll just snag that right now. Let the poison tick down as we're walking along. Alright, so now we're in Danica, and I really hope that I score here, because the fastest route to get to Lesnica is over some pretty treacherous terrain, and there can be some wolves out in that section as well. And I just rather not. And the other option is going all the way to Jezerica or Hornica, and those are trips I really do not want to make, not on the last day of the season. Alright, so let's see who's here. 2, a 1. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing fantastic now. How are you? Okay, let's get you assigned up to a house here real quick. We'll assign you to the workshop. And we'll get that workshop actually doing something here. Oh, we haven't unlocked anything. 1 sec. Okay, we're going to need you to make just so many wooden vials. Honestly, with just 100%. Just do it. Okay, so she's going to be making 7.5, but reminder, that's times 10. So it's actually 75 per day that she's going to be making. Well, 74.99, whatever. And she's going to be burning through 7.5 planks per day. Let's get over to this woodshed here. Alright, so we're making just shy of 11, and we're using 7.5. So we're still going to be profiting and netting a few more planks than what we're actually going to be burning through. This is part of the more overarching management stuff that you need to look into. So making 11, using 7, we have enough firewood, so we're not going to be actually burning any kind of planks for firewood. And we're still going to be netting some more so that when it comes time to building more roofs for houses, we'll be able to get some out of storage and not need to quite rely so much on ourselves for chopping down trees and making our own planks at the woodshed. So we're looking fairly self-sufficient for now. I'm not going to be looking for another production person just yet, because the next production person I'm going to want is probably going to be somebody in the smithy. And I'm going to need not a whole lot of points. I mean, as you can see, it's 37 out of 50, but I'm going to need a couple of production points anyway, and I'm going to want to get money to pay these taxes off first. Especially since I'm thinking in the spring, we're going to be wanting to hit some quests and get some of the storyline going. Also, get my favorite side quest and side mission going. It's really just the coolest one I feel in the entire game. And we're going the complete wrong direction. He's just a cool guy and he's got a cool story, and really everybody should make sure that they don't miss him because it is, I think, the longest non-story related quest, side quest or whatever that's in the game, and it's also by far the coolest. Nope, we are still going the wrong direction. We want to be going east. Wow, I got completely lost on that one. 180-degree wrong direction. Well, duh, you idiot. You got an icon up there pointing to where Sandbar is. Sandbar is certainly not going to be anywhere that's, opposite of home. Sandbar is closer to home. I don't really like the idea of being off-road through this section, though. The moose don't give you any bother. Contrary to real life, the moose don't really care about you too much. The pigs, however, do. Alright, we got happy music. We can keep going. Alright, so it's only about 3 o'clock here so far, but it is going to take me a good chunk of time to get back home. I'm thinking just because I'm financially worried, I might spend the rest of the afternoon here doing a bit of cheesing and a bit of janking. Ooh! What's this one? Where are we here? Okay, so a little bit of an intersection. Huh. Oh, we're actually rather close to home. As you can see, I'm starting to spread a bit here. So that's my house with my little impromptu garden. Here's our little residential section that's coming along actually rather nicely. Then we've got our sort of extraction and hunting section over here. And we've got our storages and our production slowly making its presence known. Let's see what's in this thing. Ooh, money. I mean, I'm not going to turn that into poisoned arrows or anything, but still some decent cash. What else we got? Oh, wow. Oh, some of this expensive. Okay, some of this is expensive. Yeah. Okay, so $2.30 a piece on the beer that I picked up at the last one. $50 here, $50 there. Okay. Maybe April 15th isn't going to be such a terrible thing after all. For the international people, which, oddly enough, Google had a small enough blip on Hungarian viewers that it felt to notify me that, oh, yeah, like 3% of your viewers are from Hungary. So, awesome. But for people who aren't in the U.S., April 15th is the United States federal tax day. So you have to have all of your taxes filed by April 15th, which is funny because it's also in the spring. So it just sort of struck me as kind of humorous that taxes are due in the spring, both in real life for me and in game for me. All right, so let's put away that bronze sickle that we found. I might keep these on me just to use, and then worst case scenario, if with my wooden vial production I can't quite get the money that I need to pay off my taxes, these should more than suffice. Okay, 42 planks. We're just going to go do some creative editing. Because that is, whoops, that's the barn. Because that is the thing. I don't have, I actually ran so fast I outran my worker. She's assigned here though, right? Yes, she is. Okay, so even though she's not even in town and not here yet, just because it is the start of the work day, production people do not have a commute time. So production, extraction, etc. All of their houses are going to be over there on the other side of the river, right at it's either 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. I think maybe 9 a.m. They'll start walking their way to their respective jobs, come over, they'll actually open up the chest over here, and then they'll change their clothes and they'll throw on like an apron or something like that. They'll change their clothes to get ready for work, producing whatever it is that you assign them to produce at whatever rates you assign them to produce them at. So no real concern about the commute time or if they're too far away or something like that. All right, let's edit this out. Okay, that was arduous, but I knew we were going to get plenty of XP enough to get that unlocked, and that is something I really want. Oh my god, I'm cold again. Just perpetually cold. Alright, now this should be enough room-ish. Nice. I'm not sure just how much resources we got left in here for my excavation shed and my lumberjack, but we'll do the best we can. Oh shoot, actually what I should be doing is trying to sell those off. Yeah, let me try to see if anybody's still open. That was closer. Actually, Burrow's closer. Go talk to the clay guy. Yeah, so to go talk to the clay guy, and then we'll look at what kind of unlocks getting the blacksmith came with. No, you're not going to bed yet.
Hello there. Whatever you need, I've got it.
It's a 420 wooden vials. It's gonna be 630 bucks. Not bad.
Have a good day.
And what are we looking at here? 290. Okay. You know what? We might actually be able to get ourselves dressed come springtime as well. Get some of the nicer, more insulated clothes. Some of the heat resist and the cold resist ones. So okay, we're looking better. We're also looking like we're in a position that we can kind of take our hand off the wheel a little bit as far as what's going on here. I am going to want just one more key person and one more house. And that's just so that we can get a blacksmith in here. So we're making, they're going to make their own stone axes, make their own knives. Get just the things that, have a blacksmith make the knives for the hunters. Hunters are taken care of. Have the blacksmith make the hammers for themselves, so they're taking care of themselves. Have the blacksmith make the axes and the shovels for the excavation shed, so that just about everybody's gonna be pretty okay, and that come springtime, and especially in the summer, we can start kicking some of the side quests, some of the storyline, and really get into the backstory of Gustovia. So it's 8:30. I think I'll just throw down the foundation of a house real quick here. Just get the starting and the outline of one done. And then we'll get Racimir to bed at at an actually halfway decent hour, not, midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning this time. He'd appreciate that. Oh, jeez, I forgot to make another torch. Alright, we're gonna be taking a little bit of a hit here while we're building the outline of this house, but it'll be okay. We'll just run inside this unoccupied house for a quick sec. Get ourselves warmed up, and then slam down that outline. Oh, while I'm sitting here, here's a little gimmick for you. So it says stone campfire required torch. No, it doesn't. And now you can just use a stone campfire. Just a little trick for you. I'm sure somebody will be patching that out momentarily. Okay, that is a definite good enough start here. We can finish that up real early spring tomorrow morning here. Got enough money to pay our taxes. Got mostly self-sufficiency going on here. All in all, that was a very productive winter. Now let's get the hell into bed before we freeze to death. Alright everybody, we've got some production going up. We've got good resource gathering going up. We've got plenty of food for a good chunk of townspeople that we can start adding into. And we've even got the next chapter that we're about to start working on here. So things are looking pretty up right now. So thank you so much for joining me for this winter in Medieval Dynasty. This is Seven, and I hope I see you in the spring. Good night, everybody.